Hello and welcome back to eCBSE online classes. We're continuing the module probability for mathematics class 10th. Specifically, we're continuing the exercise problems. This is set 3 and this is part B video of the series. In the last video, we have given a couple of scenarios as a food for thought. I hope some of you might have thought about solving this problem. If not, then we're going to work out the solutions in this video. Let's take the first problem. The problem statement reads, you are offered a lucky draw coupon for $100. Prize money is $1 million. The total coupons sold are 100,000. Will you buy the coupon ticket and why? Okay, let's look at the formula of theoretical probability. Event E is winning the lottery, correct? And number of outcomes favorable to E is equal to 1 because you are buying only one coupon ticket. And there are 100,000 tickets being sold. So the total number of all possible outcomes is 100,000, correct? So if you substitute these two values in the definition of probability of E, my probability is coming as 1 by 100,000, that is 0.00001. So what is the probability of the complementary event here? If P of E is equal to something, P of E bar is equal to 1 minus P of E, that is 1 minus 0.00001, that is 0.99999. We have defined P of E as the probability of winning. So P of E bar is probability of losing. You see here probability of losing is almost close to 1. That means you are almost certain that you are going to lose the lottery. So the probabilistic decision is not to buy the ticket because it is almost certain that you will not win the lottery. Rather, it is almost certain that you will lose your $100 value by buying the ticket. Okay. Now let's look at the second problem, which is slightly involved. The problem statement reads, there are 50 students in your class. Without even looking at the actual birth dates, your teacher makes a bet with you that at least 2 students have the same birthday. Will you take the bet? Okay. Again, this is a problem based on theoretical probability. As we already discussed, the formula is P of E is equal to number of outcomes favorable to E divided by number of all possible outcomes. Okay. This is an involved problem, so listen to this carefully. We will solve this step by step and see what will be the outcome. Let's define the event first. The event E is at least 2 students having the same date of birth. So the complementary event E bar will be no 2 students having same date of birth. What are the number of all possible dates of birth? We have 365 days in the year. So the number of all possible outcomes is 365, correct? So let's name the date of births of students 1, 2, 3 as D1, D2, D3 and so on up to D50 because we have 50 students in our class. Now let's define event 1 as D2 not equal to 1. That means the first 2 students date of birth not matching with each other. Okay. Number of outcomes favorable to event D2 not equal to D1 is 364. Any idea why that is? Because if the first person has one date of birth, anything, it can be any date. The second person not to have the same birthday, he has 364 days available, right? So the possible outcomes favorable to the event D2 not equal to D1 is 364. So what is the probability of that event? 364 divided by 365. That is equal to 0.997. Okay. So the probability of the first 2 students not having the same date of birth is 364 by 365. Please remember this. Now let's define event 2. The probability of third person date of birth not equal to the first and second students. Okay, by now there are 2 dates already occupied by student 1 and student 2, right? So there are 363 dates still available for student 3 date of birth not matching that of student 1 and student 2. Okay, so for student 3 to have a unique birthday, there are 363 dates possible. So that will be the number of outcomes possible or favorable for that event 2. So the probability of that event is 363 by 365, which is equal to 0.994. Okay, so here let's define something called conditional probability. It says probability of an event B occurring given the fact that event A has occurred. Okay, so this is conditional probability. It is written as P of B slash A. That means probability of B happening provided A has happened. So that is given as product of probability A multiplied by probability of B. Okay, now let's take one more step here. The probability of no 2 of the first 3 students having the same date of birth is defined as D3 not equal to D2 not equal to D1. Okay, so what we are arriving at is for the first 3 students not having common date of birth is the product of probability of event 1, which is first 2 students not having the same date of birth, multiplied by probability of the third student date of birth not matching with student number 1 and 2. Okay, so here probability of D2 not equal to D1 is 364 by 365. Probability of D3 not equal to D1 or D2 is 363 by 365. Okay, this will be a product of these two ratios. Now, if we extend this formula a little bit, probability of no 2 students of the first 4 students having the same date of birth is equal to 364 by 365 multiplied by 363 by 365 multiplied by 362 by 365. Okay, we are basically extending the logic here. So if you extend that logic for 50 students, what happens is it will be a product of 49 ratios. Okay, 364 by 365 multiplied by 363 by 365 multiplied by 362 by 365 and so on up to 316 by 365. Okay, so you know that 364 by 365 is 0.997 and 363 by 365 is 0.994. So any guess how much will be the product of all these 49 ratios? You will be amazed to see the result. It is as low as 0.0296. Okay, now that becomes my probability of the complementary event E bar. That means no students having the same date of birth. So what will be the probability of E? That is 1 minus P of E bar. So here P of E bar is 0.0296. So P of E becomes 0.9704. So in a class of 50, the probability of at least 2 students having the same date of birth is 0.9704. That means more than 97% chances are there that your teacher is winning the bet. So the verdict is you will not take that bet. So let's extend this point a little bit. And what if the number of students is different than 50? So I made this probability graph of at least 2 students having the same birthday in a class of number of students on the x-axis. So if you look at the graph, for your teacher to win with at least 50% probability, the class size should be at least 23. Okay, as long as your class size is more than 23, your teacher has more than 50% chances of winning the bet. Okay, if you extend the graph a little bit, if you have class size of 40 or more, there is more than 90% chance that at least 2 people have the same birthday. So if you are already having a class of 30 or 40 students, you might want to verify this fact. Okay, this is fun, right? Now before winding off this video, let us quickly recap some of the things that we have learned. The empirical probability P of E of an event E happening is given by the ratio of number of trials in which the event E has happened to the total number of trials. This is experimental probability. Okay. So P of E is equal to number of trials in which the event E happened divided by the total number of trials. Similarly, for the theoretical probability, the definition is, it is the ratio of number of outcomes favorable to the event E to the total number of all possible outcomes. So the keywords are favorable events and all possible events. P of E is equal to number of outcomes favorable to E divided by number of all possible outcomes. With some assumptions, we looked at that the probability can be calculated theoretically. With sufficiently large number of trials, value of empirical probability approaches to that of theoretical probability. So limit n tends to infinity, P of E empirical is equal to P of E theoretical. As an example, in the coin tossing example, limit n tends to infinity, P of head empirical is equal to 0.5, which is P of head theoretical. Sum of the probabilities of all possible outcomes is always 1. It is applicable both for empirical as well as theoretical probabilities. Okay. For example, in the coin toss example, probability of head plus probability of tail is equal to 1. Similarly, in the die rolling example, probability of 1 plus P of 2 plus P of 3 plus P of 4 plus P of 5 plus P of 6 is equal to 1. So when we extend that logic a little bit and see that if there are multiple events possible and if we focus on the event E, rest everything will be called as complementary to the event E, and we call that as P of E bar, that is probability of E not happening. And we also looked at P of E plus P of E bar is equal to 1. So whenever you want a complementary events probability, P of E bar can be calculated as 1 minus P of E. As an extreme cases, for an impossible event, the probability is 0, and for the certain event, the probability is 1. So the range of probability is between 0 and 1, both sides inclusive. Okay, please remember this. And before we close this, let us also look at the typical steps to solve the problems. Whenever there is a problem given, understand what is being asked. Okay, once you understand that, define the event E for which the probability has to be calculated. If required, define the complementary event also, which is E bar. Okay. Now, based on the situation given, identify and calculate the total number of possible outcomes, and you should also identify and count the number of outcomes favorable to the event E or E bar based on whatever you are calculating. And once you have both the favorable as well as all possible outcomes, just take the ratio to calculate the probability of E or probability of E bar, whatever you are working on. And once you calculate either of these, utilize the relation probability of E plus probability of E bar is equal to 1 to calculate one from the other. Okay. See, although many people think that probability is very difficult, once you know the concepts, it is very easy to understand the problems and solve those. Okay. I hope you like this video. This is our last video of this module, as well as this completes the entire syllabus of class 10th mathematics for CBSE. I hope you like this video. Please like, share, comment and subscribe to our channel eCBSE Online Classes, and follow us on Facebook. Thank you for joining.